This is Q-28. The reason why we don't get the other sex is because the reason why we don't get the other sex is construction. Uh, what it really boils down to is that men will never get women and women men, but we can learn to understand each other. This is really difficult as our brains are constructed differently. Therefore, things that men get and what women want are very different and complex to understand. Thus, it is important to emphasize that it really boils down to practice and the willingness to learn and educate ourselves. But the primary reason for this is that our society today, everyone is so picky because we don't have the time to experiment and learn. So if we are driven to make money and only have limited time to choose, that we often settle for less. So then we often settle for less. But this is the key. And sorry, but the key is this. Imagine if we lived to 120 years and our prime was 50 to 70 years, which after 2012 will be soon possible thereafter. It's up to your ascension process. So you could automatically increase your lifespan by 50 years, by a minimum of 10 to 15 to 20 years. Some might not even have an increased lifespan because of their negative karma. They might have a reduction in lifespan, meaning minus 76 in Canada. Some might live actually to 160, 150. It depends. I could see the Dalai Lama living to about 200, but I mean, who knows? Maybe he doesn't want to stay here anymore. But please read Q1 how 2012 and longer lifespan will change marriage. This will change the dating game and destroy every rule in the game, called the game of love, into the marriage that is the child produced by love. No longer the system or preconditioned biological necessity to try and choose the perfect mate, only to be later disappointed once their human flaws are revealed. So, I mean, you choose someone that you think is perfect on paper, or you choose someone that you feel is perfect, and when it comes down to it, and after you're married and the defense mechanisms go down, you don't turn out to be who they're supposed to be. Most importantly, it gives people the chance to make mistakes and say stupid, uncharacteristic things, and to not be faked or coached by books. When in reality, what we really want, what is inside, not their hearts, as we all can love, but touch their souls, to say forevermore. Once again, an increased lifespan will allow ample time to choose, have lots of fun, and let you discover yourself, save lots of money for you and your kids' education, therefore liberating you from narrowing your selection to stable, rich, or extremely disciplined people. So you don't have to go for these kind of people anymore. This too will allow for people to concentrate on their careers and enjoy their lives at the same time, while they still look good until they're 75. And by then, if you can't find a suitor, then you're the mystery. So we now know we have earned the right to live for ourselves. We now have the right we now have earned the right to live for ourselves and not for our children. So if you get married by 50, have 2 kids that have their own cars and tuition paid in full in advance, and your wife now has been 70 now after 50. I mean, this is a little easier because basically uh, this is the old school way, but you're adding 10 years. So that's 10 years of more saving, 10 years of more fun, which means a third of your house is paid off, and your credit cards are probably paid off. When in reality, you can wait till you're about 60, 65, or you can wait till you're about 40 and have kids, or 45 to 50, and then you'll have your home paid off for, your car paid off for, their tuition on the way, their or almost all paid off for, their cars paid off for, and by 70 you'll definitely have their tuition and like probably be able to support them for another year or two while they're looking for a stable job easily. And when you're 70 and they're like 30 something, they'll be gone out of the house and you'll look great still. You'll still be able to have kids, which means you're still going to be able to feel good, and you're going to still look good, and a lot of people are going to be able to enjoy the rest of their lives with their husband and wife and like they're supposed to be. And when you retire, you're going to have lots of money, and you don't have to worry about your kids because now they're going to have to go through the same process. So, I mean, grandparents after a certain age, at around 90, they don't care anymore. They just save money and then give it to their kids. And I mean, what's the point, right? Well, granted that we're older and we die of more of natural causes now than ever. I really don't know if you really truly comprehend this type of liberty and empowerment for the future and freedom of the human race. The best part of marriage is now they love me for me and all my faults, and love our mistakes, because we now really have the time and money to experience them together, make mistakes, and learn them as true loving and sensitive relationships need to be. Believe in me, many times in a marriage, people leave them or the others because of addictions, terrible financial mistakes, mental problems, and are forced to leave them because they can't gamble. They need to make a kid because their children are their future, and hence our own genetic future is endangered. No longer, as we will have the science to fix all the mental problems and the education to prevent them. Financial problems will be tackled together. And as I said, men now have magazines to help us with dating and the playing game. Women are much better at it and are more predatory than men. But they dress better and they don't say stupid things like we do. And now men are becoming sexier and more sophisticated and distinct. So love us, love each other, and we can love everyone else. But all of this has to change for everyone, and it will. And as 2012 comes and goes, incredible advances to all academics and health fields will take effect. A part of all of this is the deactivation of the brainstem, which will allow us to make judgments based on rationalities instead of preconditioned behaviors that are insane, programmed behaviors. Please read Q-21, Q-20, as it'll tell you why we do the stupid things that we do. It's because we're wired. In essence, we're wired to do them, and it's crazy. And when you read this, you'll be surprised, because there's a reason why everyone thinks snakes are slimy when they're not. And so, in fact, we are programmed as robots, like robots. The reason being is that people do stupid things and don't get it because we don't understand the behavior. And as you read these papers, Q-21 and Q-20, you'll understand. So also, men don't have the conditioned programs of loss of life during periods. So what women are experiencing, men cannot relate, therefore understand. The reason is biological and psychological. Women experience all this trauma and pain during periods. And for this is the result from losing an egg, which is programmed into the brain to be felt and experienced as very bad. As what men see as loss of life, which is reinforced with blood or death. This effect is worsened with a reflex gag by most men. That might not bother some. However, at the subconscious level, it affects them all. Well, my proof is that, why is it that men cringe when men see tampons and women are so supportive? With that said, women hate men. For this, as women see this loss as a product of their unattractiveness. But really, what it truly is programmed behavior in their brain. And it goes something like this. Am I fat today? Or does my dress not look good? Or no, it's horrible. Did I flirt right? I said something really stupid. I'm stupid. I mean, things like that are the things that women go through. And when you're having your period, these are the things that you're fighting. And it's really tough on the psyche, and it makes you feel bad, because it's like, because that egg's not being fertilized, I'm feeling this way. And guys really don't understand this, even though you tell them, they won't understand it. I mean, they don't feel the bloating, and they I mean, they don't understand what it's like to feel this way. So forgive us.